How are y'all, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin and today we're playing Luck Be a Landlord. So for yesterday's question I was asking about your favorite genre of books, your favorite book genre, and so today I'm going to ask a bit more specific, what book or series from that genre would you recommend to somebody if you had to recommend one. For myself, for fantasy, my standard response was always the Miss Byrne trilogy by Brendan Sanderson. It's just a fantastic trilogy, and yeah, if you like fantasy and you haven't read it, you really must. Although most people have at this stage, I would say it's one of the more famous ones, but still worth reading. And although recently I started reading the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, yeah, and I hadn't read them. These are huge. These have been going on since I think like the 80s or 90s or something. They're up at 17 books with another 3 or 4 planned, and then the short stories and stuff. So there's plenty of reading involved, and they're really, really good. Well worth reading. I'd highly recommend them. They're a bit more urban fantasy, so they're set in like the current world. So if that's not your thing, that's fair enough, but it's definitely worth checking out. Particularly, I'd say if you like maybe like Harry Potter, then you might like them. They're kind of a bit of a more mature Harry Potter, maybe. I don't know if that's a good description, but definitely worth checking them out. Anyway, let's jump into a run and let's see what today gives us. An early coal, I'm always up for that. And a cultist. The only problem with this is that if we take 2 symbols that are worth 0 on the first rent payment, we need another symbol that's worth 2 in order to make it up. So I can't really afford to take this cultist. I have to take this cat instead, and I'll take this lockbox, and I'll take, I guess, the dog maybe. And we made the 25 rent payment with 2 left over. So that did happen a few days ago. We had the run where we lost on the first rent payment. Because of that, I took 2 symbols that were worth 0, and yeah, I ain't making that mistake again. We'll take Rabbit Fluff here, and we will take, I guess, Jack-o'-lantern maybe. Still pretty early. Wouldn't mind picking up a toddler. I could pick up a coconut and maybe pick up a monkey or Mrs. Fruit or something. Here I'll take maybe a buffing capsule. Probably not going to be great. Yeah, it was worth 2. In fact, that was actually terrible. And I'll take another candy. Okay, so they are worth 2, so they're not too bad, but we definitely will want a toddler at some stage. We made the 50 rent payment with 9 left over, so we're not doing terrible, but also not doing fantastic. I'll take a wolf just because it's worth 2. Red suits given twice as much is interesting. Yeah, we might kind of have a side thing of red suits going on. Do we want let's take a mouse. Okay, and I'll take a bear, it's worth 2. At this stage I think we're going to have to slow down on the symbols we're taking. I'll take a rabbit, though it will end up being worth 3, and we'll skip this one. We'll take a void creature because it does remove itself. And we made the 100 rent payment with 26 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Let's reroll. Let's take a wealthy capsule. Let's take a fruit basket. That makes the coconut slightly better. Chili powder, we don't have any. I think they'll take the fruit basket. Let's remove the flower as we always do. I'll take another candy, it is worth 2. And here we could take a treasure chest. Hope we get a key fairly soon. Skip all these. Should make the next rent payment without too much trouble. I'll take a milk for the cat and a void creature. How's our diamond coming along? Our diamond should be here soon. We made the 150 rent payment with 48 left over. Swapping device essence is fantastic. Okay, so here we decide if we want to go diamonds or we want to go lucky capsule. I think I'll go diamonds. Get that started. Cardboard box is brilliant. Do we want to swap anything? We do not. I'll use swapping device. I'll take another hearts. Could swap these 2 for a fairly big amount, 44. I don't want another candy without taking toddler. Okay, 28. How are we doing? 4 spins. We need about 25 per spin, just under 20 per spin, something like that. Let's take a milk for the cats. They're already hitting it. That's great. I'll swap these again. Getting 8 from each. Let's skip this. Don't want to swap anything here, I don't think. Let's take a key. That's fantastic. I actually think I want to swap the key away. So I want to use the key. Is that worth a swap though? I'll swap the key with the diamond. Okay, let's take a tomb. Is worth 3, but I don't particularly want it. Okay, this is perfect. I'll swap these two and we get double from both of them. That's pretty much exactly what I wanted there. We made the 225 rent payments with 196 left over, so we're doing pretty good at the moment. Do I want the tedium capsule? Yes, I do. I'll take black suits as well. Yep, so now we can go reds or blacks. If we can get the 5th ace, that would be fantastic. I'll get rid of, at this stage, probably the pearl, because the cherry is giving me 2. Don't need to swap anything. Here's a cultist, and orange is worth 3. It's not too bad. Let's re-roll. I don't want another candy. I really need a toddler. Where are my toddlers? Let's skip this. Let's remove again. Let's remove probably this coin as our worst. Just remove the dog. We actually have no faces at the moment. 34. I could take a dwarf. A dwarf is really good with swapping device. 32. 3 spins. We have made rent already. I could take a spade. That would give us 3. So these are all now worth 4 by base, which is pretty decent. Don't need to swap anything. Okay, do I want a light bulb? Yes, with the diamond. Do I want a monkey? I could take a monkey to get rid of the coconut. Like, also monkey is also pretty decent for swapping. Not quite as good as the dwarf, but it's okay. We made the 300 rent payment with 138 left over. Instant ram is interesting. Ninja and mouse is interesting. We already have a mouse, so just need to pick up a ninja. Or frozen pizza. It's basically, I think, between one of these two. I will take instant rama. I'll take, do I want a time capsule? Not really. I don't particularly want either of these two back. Let's take an emerald. Let's take dwarven anvil. That's really good. Although comfy pillow, I'll take dwarven anvil. I also could have swapped. I could have skipped there, of course. I need to keep an eye on this coconut and the monkey. I'll take a cheese. How is our monkey coconut doing? Not too bad. How are we doing? 40 per spin. I will take a beer for the dwarf. Okay. If we get 40 per spin, we will make the next rent payment, so I don't need to worry too much. I can save my swaps for when they're good. Okay, I don't want another monkey. Let's skip this. Let's remove... What do I not want here? I think I'll remove the coin. Okay, there is our dwarf and our beer. So we'll do that to get a big 84 from the dwarf. That's great. Let's skip this. I think we've seen a few cultists now. Still haven't got our monkey and coconut off, but that's okay. We're safe enough on the next rent payment. No monkey coconut here either. I could take another dwarf. They do give 2, so they're not the worst. There's another cultist. No monkey coconut yet, but we did make the 375 rent payment with 173 left over. Sun is interesting. I think I'll take an item capsule though, and happy hour is great. Rusty gear is also really good. Either of these are really good. With rusty gear, I need... rusty gear needs 3 the same, don't they? So I think I'll take happy hour instead. Let's remove the... Do I have anything that's only worth 1? No. Wolf is only worth 2. Well, actually these cats, I don't need 2 cats. Okay, let's swap these. That's great. That should give me a fantastic amount. 158 from that. There's another cultist. Wow. Okay, we got rain cloud. That's okay. And we only have 1 swap left, so we're going to try and save it for something really good. We are going to get rent, so we'll take the hustling capsule. It's just strictly good. A beer or a lucky capsule. I'll take a lucky capsule. And we got a joker. That's fantastic. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this run. I'll take another lucky capsule. Joker's doing great work there. 50 on that spin. I mean, I guess I could take the sun. It is just worth 3. Let's remove something worse. So let's remove, I guess, the cherry. 55, getting about 55 on average. It's not too bad. And we made the 450 rent payment with 250 left over. Let's... Time machine essence is fantastic if we can pick up some coals. Beastmaster, is that good for us? No, not really. Could be good with the monkey, I guess. Could give us a large payout, but yeah, no, not really. Let's skip it. There's a lot of stuff here to give more when next to a comedian. I guess we'll take it. Dark humor I think is pretty decent. Okay, I don't want any of these. Just make sure that we are making rent. If we get 50 per turn, that's 350. That will make rent. We don't need to worry. Okay, I could take a crab. Light bulb is pretty good with the diamond and the emerald. Robin Hood is okay, but not in this deck. Okay, I could take a reroll capsule. I still have instant Rama, actually. I forgot about that. I should have skipped the dark humor. I'll take a comedian. Comedian works with the joker. That's pretty decent. Works with the monkey. Okay, yeah, we'll take a comedian. Okay, I'll take a cheese for the mouse, I guess. Let's remove... Do I just have to remove these candies? I'll remove the wolf first. Okay, 86 on that spin. That's not too bad. Monkey is actually just worth 3 whenever it lands next to comedian. Let's reroll. Don't want the bronze arrow. Could have taken a milk, I guess, but there's no real need. 52. We made the 600 rent payment with 130 left over. 650 now due in 9 spins. Let's reroll for a dame is fantastic. Let's take... Oh, let's skip these. 5th ace is great. That's perfect. And Nori the rabbit would just make our rabbit fluff worth 3, or we could take black cat to make cats worth 2. Let's take black cat. Let's remove now the bear, I guess. Still holding out for this toddler. Take a void stone. I think I'll have to start removing the candies. If you want a way of guaranteeing that you get a toddler, I think it's to start removing the candies that you've kept all run. I don't think I need to swap anything. Just make sure we're going to make rent. 72 on that one. 6 by 72. So we need about 50 odd to make rent, like 55, something like that. 45 on that spin. There is a toddler. Okay. Don't need to swap anything, I don't think. Got 40 on that spin. Could take another emerald. It's worth 4 now, and with the dame, that's not too bad. Toddler's eating stuff, that's okay. I also haven't been given any alcohol since I last took the... I could take coconut. We could try and get something big going with the... Okay, where is... If I put you... No, this won't work. Well, maybe. If I put you here, we should get a large amount of money. 186 from the monkey, that's not too bad. Let's remove... Has the toddler removed all the candy? He has, so I could remove him. He is worth 2, however. Could remove the mouse as well. I'll just remove the mouse, it's only worth 1, so technically better. And I'll take a wealthy capsule. And And we made the 650 rent payment with 241 left over, 700 now due in 10 spins. Happy hour, we haven't seen any of these, but happy hour would be good with the dwarf. I think I'll take recycling instead though, and I'll take magic key. That's just going to be good with most things. Lockbox, you can take lockpick and switch it off actually for magic key. I forgot I could do that. 100, I'll take another hearts. 83, I'll take a wine for the dwarf. Getting 60 just from a normal wine, I'll take a diamond. Now we're getting to see the build coming together. Take a lucky capsule. 70, yeah, we're pretty consistently getting 70 per spin. You could reroll for another silver arrow. And we don't need anything here, I don't think. Let's skip. Let's remove. This stage I'm thinking of removing like rabbit fluff, or I think remove the sun. It doesn't synergize with anything. At least rabbit fluff will put up the rarity of the items we get. Let's skip this. Okay, 97. I'll take another beer for the dwarf. And I'll take another coconut for the monkey. And we made the 700 rent payment with 367 left over. 777 now due in 10 spins. I'll take another dame. Triple kinds is alright. Well, it's not really. It's terrible. Let's I guess white pepper is at least worth 1 per turn. Let's remove now the rabbit fluff. This should be fantastic from the monkey. 279 after eating 2 items and getting hit by a silver arrow. 77, yeah, we can just skip everything. I could have taken the candy for the toddler, but he took so long to show up, I don't think he deserves more candy. 88, could have taken a ninja. We don't have ninja mouse, so no particular. We actually don't even have a mouse anymore. There's a flower. Let's remove. What's next? Now, actually. Probably the cat, actually, is it? Or the rabbit. The rabbit doesn't have any synergies. Actually, the comedian synergizes with the toddler, so that's better. I'll remove the rabbit, and then the cat will be next, I think. Okay, I could take a pair, no real need. Let's skip. And I could take another toddler. It's actually not too bad since we have a comedian in the deck. Let's take a safe for the magic key. And this will be our last spin, so I might as well take a coconut, half for the monkey. Alright, so this was a fairly good run. We were pretty solid right from the start. Took a toddler, jack-o'-lantern, we then got 3 candies which stayed around for ages. But once we got red suits and black suits, and just a good collection of items, it really highlights the difference that having good items at the start makes. Because this run, never really in much danger. Of course, swapping device, just a fantastic essence. If you get that early, pick up a dwarf. A monkey is really good now as well, since it got buffed. It's not quite as good as a dwarf, but it does have the thing where it can eat a coconut and then a coconut half on the same turn. So if it does that, it might be as good as a dwarf, possibly better. But either way, essence, swapping device essence just gives you so much money. We used a few on making sure these hearts got together, which only gave us 16 really, so not the best use when you consider using it on a dwarf or a monkey could give you like 50, 60, 100, something like that. But anyway, good run. Got to be back on my winning streak of 2. Hopefully my luck has now turned and we'll be back to normal wins, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.